いいですね。響ちゃん、すごく落ち着いてる。
An individual speech that serves as the first part of the debate. It starts off with the youngest, so Hibiki goes first.
政治について、今まで深くは考えていませんでした。けど、お人よの町を私はずっと見続けてきました。
Not caving into the pressure of being the first one up, Hibiki presses on with her speech.
このレイアウトは皆さんの手によって作られた、皆さんが描いてくれたお人よの未来図です。
Layout was moved in front of the podium from the rail shop. We also received approval to put electricity through it. Yunai line in a loop line is a loop line in the layout, and both 8620 and Kiha 7 are drawing new passenger cars.
お客さんたちめちゃくちゃレイアウト見とるばい。
We will have to quickly take apart and move the layout as soon as Hibiki finishes her speech. That is why we are in the hallway on standby.
こぎゃん食いつきなら
There's like a fucking pit crew.
ナギ、声。
すまんばい。
We're in the back hallway, so not to distract and ruin Hibiki's concentration. She's up against Tosho Kisaki here. Things have been in our favor lately, and this debate is an attempt to reverse that. Things have been in our favor lately, and this debate is an attempt to reverse that. What do you mean? What? Do you not want to win? She must have prepared a short fire way to win. Right, okay, I get what they're saying. But like, it doesn't help they're saying this when Hibiki's giving the speech. Right? Because it makes it sound like they're saying that they're trying to lose the debate. If we show any kind of opening, Kisaki will attack that part and tear it down. She's not someone who petty tricks will work on. There's nothing else to do but to be fully prepared. The other strategy Makoto provides us was for Hee-chan to be herself. With chatbots, do you use the same chat a lot, or do you make a lot of new ones? For me, I use a lot of new chats, even for the same chatbot. Look, I use a lot of new ones because I do a lot of it's mostly because those are for chatbots that I edit myself. It's true that on-the-fly debate strategies would likely backfire on us. The best part of Hibiki is her usual self. It's up to her on how to get more empathy from people.
いろんな思いがあって、いろんな建物があって、それで今のお人よが出来上がっている。うなずいていてくれてる人、多いです。すごく熱心に聞いてくれてる感じで。あの子、すっごくレイアウト触りたそうです。手、いっぱいに伸ばしてますよ。
That's good. That's how it should be. How did you get... How did you... It was 4 days ago. The last stream was 4 fucking days ago. How the fuck are you up to 700 chats? When you were 200 chats, when you were only at 500. By illustrating the future that Hibiki wants to build, this is the best kind of speech that Hibiki can possibly make.
鉄道を中心とした観光と産業の振興。それは緩やかな発展しか生めないかもしれません。
Hibiki's eyes look down on the layout, specifically at the tracks and trains tracing the Kuma River. I've been using chatbots literally non-stop in my free time. What the fuck? What's YouTube videos? What? She ends up near the Unoi station. Without hesitation, Hibiki's words also head to the end.
けど緩やかな変化だからこそ、そこに描かれる未来は、お人よの今と歪むことなくつながります。
Silence and stares. Crowd follows Hibiki and begins to look at the layout.
だから、そうした変化こそ、私は市政で描いていきたいと願っています。
A deep bow. A round of applause. Pollard's bright exclamation proves to us that it was indeed good. But we can't be satisfied just yet.
響が退場したらすぐに撤収に。
ああ、その必要はないよ。
Kisaki jump scare.
あ、
It's Hosho Kisaki. Kisaki wears a clean white suit. When doesn't she? Well, when doesn't she outside of school? That accentuates her intellectual image.
響と入れ替わって登壇したい。何？ちょっとした演出さ。それは。ごめん、もう行く。
Ignoring Makoto, Kisaki heads to the podium. She holds out her hand to Hibiki descending from the podium, and Hibiki answers. Flash photography from all the reporters go off at once. I see this as this is a performance. The handshake between Kisaki and Hibiki will discern the two candidates. But what point does that have? Everyone already knows they're proverbially standing opposite to one another.
まさかとね。多くの市民の皆様とは初めましてになりますね。僕の名前は宝生妃。お人よし挑戦の立候補者です。
She begins her speech immediately, drowning out Makoto's whisper. Kisaki is completely relaxed. She talks naturally, as if having a conversation with us.
先に登壇された右田候補とは、学園の先輩後輩の仲になります。部活も一緒なんですよ。
Various remarks are heard amongst the crowd. Kisaki is good and quite sly at that. She takes in the feeling of affinity that Hibiki created with a single remark.
とは言っても、理想とする姿勢まで同じではありません。ですので、僕は僕の理想を論じさせてもらいます。都市モデル使わないんですね。
I realized that from Paulette's statement. I don't see that city model anywhere. The layout we made is left at the podium as if abandoned. I get it. I begin to understand the reason for Makoto's concern.
今、日の本国内にあるエアクラ工場は22カ所。そのうち12が一級水系に隣接しています。
The content of her speech and the fact that she's wearing a suit both served her mature presentation well. Not to mention, she looks extremely competent and dependable.
次に、3年前にエアクラ工場を誘致した四万十市のデータをご覧ください。
Downstreaming customers, natural freshwater eel catches, population progression, taxation progression, economic indicators, water quality inspection values. Kisaki lists objective facts one after another.
このように、四万十市においても、観光客減の影響から2年目には回復を遂げています。
She doesn't emphasize the reason why. She doesn't directly address the without issue part Hibiki mentioned. That soon begins to take effect on one siding with Hibiki, even me. On the one siding with Hibiki.
まこと、あの子はうまかとね。結論ば、あえて口にせんけん。だから、こちらが考えさせられてしまうのですね。誘導された結論を、あたかも自分の考えのように。
They're simply being guided to the conclusion. The numbers Kisaki brings up must be statistics that are convenient only to her. But it's impossible for the entire audience here to realize that they are being led on. Well, it's the Reagan method. Although proximate polling shows Hibiki to be at an advantage. If only 3% switches over to backing Kisaki, it's over for us.
レイアウト、せっかく持ってきたのにです。
You went into this debate with only a 3% advantage. Fukami is getting timid.
キサキさん、どけなくていいって言ったの。こういう風に持っていこうと思っていたからなんですね。
Paulette is calm, but both of them express the same concern.
残念なことに、こうした話を展開されると、レイアウトが子供じみたものに見えてしまうな。
This could be a calculated move by Kisaki. Not having the city model here is hurting us. The atmosphere that Kisaki created makes the layout and end scale seem completely out of place. Irrelevant even.
この後、直接討論でしたっけ?
Why wasn't it just the direct debate, though?
ああ。
After her speech, I see Hibiki sitting on one of the chairs lined up by the podium. I don't know what she's thinking, but I'm relieved to see that she looks calm.
響の演説、妃の演説、他の候補者2人の演説。それが終わり次第、討論と質疑応答という流れと。
Nagi interrupts, panic in her voice.
直接討論やらの前に、あのレイアウトばどけた方がよかとよ。私もそうかもって思うです。
確かにな。一度はどける必要があるだろ
う。If it's there for the speeches by, if it's left there for the speeches by other candidates besides Kisaki, that layout will just turn into an eyesore. moving it in this situation might be misconstrued as a retreat. Even so, it's better than doing nothing.
しかし、どけただけでは状況の改善にはつながらん。押されている時に守りに入れば、そのまま負けるぞ。
だったら、ドギャンとして逆転すればい。うん。それなんだけどね。
の、何かアイデアがある。なら。
ひーちゃん？響き。
Even Market is surprised. I'm at a loss for words.
あれ？どうして響さんがここにいるんですか？
Rena, in typical Rena fashion, expresses the doubt that everyone is obviously feeling.
木崎先輩の持ち時間、あと10分あるし、候補者さんもまだ2人いるでしょ？
Hibiki glances at the podium. Did they not notice Hibiki leaving? The crowd is focused on Kisaki's speech.
それで、行って出てきたの。個別討論の準備をしたいって。準備ですか？うん。今なら抜けても気づかれないって思ったし。
Hibiki's seat at the podium is open, but the crowd doesn't seem to notice at all, somehow. Kisaki's speech skills are helping us right now.
できることを全部やっておかないと後悔するって思ったから。
I'm impressed at her calm decision. Then we can't waste any time here.
手伝えることを言ってくれ。すぐにも動く。
兄さん、ありがとうございます。
While saying that, Hibiki crouches down. She goes through my backpack that's at my feet, looking for something.
スケッチブックと絵の具箱か。
She nods and moves her usual way to open her sketchbook. She starts drawing up something.
なるほど。これを作るのか。
あの都市モデルば、私の目にも焼き付いとるけん。
Well, yeah, you spent how long building it? I would expect you to remember. Hibiki is focused so much that her Kumamoto dialect is slipping out. I'll do my duty. I think of everything I can. I can do it full speed. Hibiki's plan is clear. Now that I can now how can I maximize the effort? The answer's already there. I just need to do everything I've been doing and repeating up to this point.
ポーレットの鉄道仲間にいわゆる撮り鉄という方はどのくらいいる？
直接の方はそんなに。けど全国のマイテツさんたちのお仲間には確実に何人ずつかいらっしゃるはずです。直接の方はそんなに。
What the fuck?
ならばその方たちに頼めないだろうか。
Paulo quickly nods when I explain the type of request.
頼めます。撮り鉄さんたちは写真うまいし、フットワーク軽いですし、それに何より。
Is she planning on returning to the rail shop? Paulette's waving to Reina, but she's already standing up.
同じ鉄道を愛する仲間ですから、お人よ鉄道のためにもきっと力を貸してくれます。
そうか。であれば頼む。
頼まれなくても。
She says in a playful way. It's unlike Paulette, but her smile is charming nonetheless.
これ、私の戦いでもあるんですよ。
She flies out of the hall like the wind.
相鉄様、飛行エアクラを使わせていただいて構いませんか？
無論だ。近くに着水させよう。ナビも状況を把握している。
でしたら、私たちも一度戻ります。
Behind Hachidoku is Makuta. He understands the situation immediately.
枕姉も同情してもらえれば助かる。ナビには帰宅とだけ伝えてくれればそれで済む。
ならそうさせてもらうと。関連資料、うちもそれなりには集めとったけん。
助かる。
商店会の方々にもご協力をお願いします。
なるほど。工場誘致の可否をそれぞれにご検討されていただろうからな。
はい。資料をお持ちの方もおそらく、お一方お二方ではないのではないかと。
It's a good idea, really. Hibiki's gained the trust of the shopping arcade through her work with sign drawing.
ならば、そのように頼む。
頼まれてあげるけんね。
She gives me a wave. Makuda and Hachiroku leave. As if they were waiting for it, Nagi drags Fukami with her and comes close to me.
緑おばちゃんが名簿持っとるばい。全国の川下り船の業者さんの。
ああ、
I had not considered that. Downstreaming boaters would be close. Taking photos may be easy, but
みどりさん。深見のお母様のお加減はいかがなのだ？
正直、よくなくって、長い時間話してたら、咳止まらなくなるですから。
Nagi frowns just slightly as the color of her hand changes. Fukami has been holding tightly onto Nagi's hand, as if trying to plead with her.
だから、
But soon her wandering gaze focuses on me.
私、電話かけます。です。なぎちゃんと手分けして、お母さんから名簿借りて、お願いしてみます。です。そう決まったら、急がばい！そうですさ。行ってきます。です。
焦らなくていい。気をつけてな。
Once Nagi and Fukami are gone, the atmosphere changes. With the candidates making their speeches in the background, Hibiki is drawing away with her pencils. I better get moving. Everyone is gathering materials. I have to prepare for how to show that. I have to first confirm if we can borrow the projector.
兄さん。
ん？
Her pencil has stopped drawing. Hibiki is looking at me.
一つだけ、質問してもいいですか？
無論だ。一つと言わず、いくつでも。
いいえ、一つだけでいいんです。
She takes a short breath. As if forgetting to blink, Hibiki's eyes stay focused on me.
選挙に負けて、工場誘致の阻止に失敗しちゃったら、兄さん、結婚させられますよね。
Yeah.
なあ、
I did make that promise with my adoptive father. It all seems like it's so long ago.
そういえばそんな話もあったな。
Hibiki's eyes open wide. Did that surprise her that much?
すまん。完全に失念してしまっていたのでな。
Her hands move restlessly about. The word shaky matches Hibiki exactly right now.
じゃあ、どうしてもちろん、お人湯の水を守るためって、けど、それだけで。
Hibiki didn't really put her thoughts together, but I understand what she wants to ask. She's pointing out that I would never fight so desperately over a hazy objective, like the protection of the city's water.
そうだな。最初は、お人よへの、右田への恩返しのためだけだった。
はい。
No, not so much to pay back, more like atonement. All I can think of in my head is to protect something, in my head is to protect someone else in place of Michiko.
だが、86と出会い、ポーレットと出会い、目的が少しずつ変わっていったのかもしれないな。
Every single time, something new came up that required us to take action right away. And while I dealt with what was in front of me, I think I...
なあ、いや、違うか。変化ではなく。
Michiko and the accident, that's something I can never forget. But because I was able to focus on every single moment as time passed, yes, that's right.
見つけただけだ。ただ、それだけだ。
見つけた？何をですか？
しなくてはならないや、するべきではなく、そうしたいようだ。
I don't know if when and what the reason, from when and what the reason was. Even my thinking isn't clear. And yet, I do feel something at the core that is my foundation.
僕は、響を支えたいのだ。選挙の勝ち負けや、工場云々のことをすべて置いても。
Hibiki draws breath again. She swallows and starts to blink numerous times, as if to make up for the time she didn't.
それは。
Hibiki's cheeks turn red. Hibiki breathes heavily. I'm just feeling that, for some reason, my heartbeat goes faster.
私が兄さんの妹だからですか？
妹。僕の。
The moment that thought pops into my head, I hear the sounds of the train. Deep from within my memory, the trains shake my heart. The sense of guilt climbs up from my feet and into my throat.
すまん。大丈夫だ。何事もない。
Even I can tell that the blood's left my face. I can feel that I'm sweating profusely. I try to stop my shaking by sheer will and force. I can't make Hibiki worry before the debate.
答えは、少しだけ待ってくれ。
投票が終わる時までですか？
そうだな。悪いが、その時までは。
わかりました。時間取っちゃってごめんなさい。
いや。
Without waiting for me to finish, Hibiki turns back to her sketchbook. I have to get ready. Ready too. There's no time. I know I understand. But I feel like I haven't talked enough.
兄さん。
While staring at a sketchbook and drawing, Hibiki catches me.
安心して迷ってください。大丈夫です。私、絶対に負けませんから。
ああ。
That's right. If we lose, I won't have the freedom to think about it. I wouldn't even be able to support Hibiki anymore.
加藤。
In order to do that, I have to move without hesitation. There should be a comma between that and I. Yeah, I can hesitate all I want after we win. I hear the deep sound of a motor somewhere in the hall. They will go to the podium again for the direct debate. We will reset the layout before that.
それが、響の望む未来図かい？
With the set over, Kisaki does not wait for the mediator to talk about to talk and quickly asks Hibiki. With a question, the debate begins.
はい、そうです、キサキ先輩。
Hibiki and Kisaki. The candidates from Migita and Hosho face each other as equals.
鉄道が客車を引く以外、今と大きくは変わらないのかい？
私は変えようとは思いません。だけど自然に変わっていくと思います。
その鉄道と客車回収の事業とで？
そこからももちろん変わっていくと思います。
けれどね、響。
Kisaki's tone, even with a bit of warmth to it, even has a bit of warmth to it. If it's an act, I'm amazed. If that's how she feels in this situation, I'm even more amazed.
客車回収事業の採算は、正直、厳しいと見ているよ。今は、ボランティア的な客車提供があるようだけれど。
Kisaki dryly lists out the numbers, while its eyes widen upon hearing those numbers. The information gathering power of the bank is certainly something.
近場の客車が尽きてしまえば、輸送コストは莫大となる。供給に関しても同じだよね。納品先も遠方になるから。
I see. She's right about that. The passenger car's life will be extended with repair. Once all the demand has been fulfilled from all nearby railway companies, the shipping costs will cause the price to shoot way up.
それに、独占がいつまで続くかも不明だ。事業が成立するのなら、必ず各地にフォロワーが出る。
それならそれですごくいいことだと思います。
え？
だってそれ、各地の鉄道会社が元気になるってことで、その地方の人たちも元気になるってことですから。
ああ、それはそうだよね。
Kisaki nods but pauses briefly.
各地の繁栄を支えるために、お人よが犠牲になるのはおかしな話だ。
犠牲になんてなりませんよ。鉄道は。だって、つながりますから。
つながる？
そうですよ。歌ったことありませんか？線路は、どこまでだってつながるんです。
Hibiki goes quiet there. A small motor rumbles, and the end scale runs swiftly. Nagi hums as if being prompted by that. Fukami quickly tries to stop her.
鉄道にとって致命的だったのは、エアクラの誕生じゃなく、エアクラの発展のため、鉄道網が分断されたことです。
なるほどね。
Saki nods. It seems almost too easy.
今は、地上型エアクラの踏破性も格段に進歩している。もし鉄道が趣味の域を超えた実用性を再び示せば、
エアクラの交通路として流用された鉄道路線が復活して、そうしたら線路はどんどんもう一度つながり始めます。
そうなれば、鉄道車両のニーズも格段に増大し、縮小したパイを奪い合う必要はなくなる。だね。
I finally understand with it being said that way. Kisaki is doing the opposite of her previous strategy. Having the listener find their answer, she is crushing that sense of satisfaction by explaining it out.
うまく運べば、確かに素晴らしい事業になるね。しかし、それはあくまで空論だ。
ですね。そうできるなんて見通し、少なくとも私は立てられないです。
対して、エアクラ工場誘致は確実な実業だ。先ほど例示したように、いくつもの土地で成功している。
観光客の落ち込みからも1年ほどで回復するし、水質汚染も観測できないでしたっけ？
僕の話をよく聞いてくれていたんだね。光栄だ。
She only listened to the first half. She left after.
けど、ですね、キサキ先輩。
Hibiki opens up both of her hands and places them on her stomach.
私、いつか、大好きな人と結ばれて、お母さんになりたいなって思うんですよ。
うん。
その子が大人になった時も、観光は上向きで、水質汚染はないままですか？
それは。
That's the first time Kisaki trips over her words. For a brief moment, her eyes waver, as if looking for someone.
そこまで未来のことは、僕にはわからないかな。
だったら、やめましょうよ。わからないまま、エアクラ工場を誘致するのは。
Hibiki stands up and walks straight toward me. I hand over the paper structure I held, and Hibiki carefully places it on top of the layout.
それは。
先輩の都市モデルを見て真似して作ったエアクラ工場の模型です。
The audience starts to murmur. This certainly does feel more impactful than I thought.
大きすぎます。エアクラ工場。街を大きく変えすぎちゃいます。
The city model drew up Ohitoyo as part of the future. The colors were matched beautifully, but that's why it didn't feel out of place.
あんなのできたら、景観も何もなくなっちゃう、です。でかすぎばい。宇宙船がポーンって降りてきよったみたいばい。
いや、待ってくれ。これは響き、縮尺が正確とは言えないだろ。
I knew she was gonna bring that up. They just make it like unnecessarily big, and it's just clearly not as. It's clearly bigger than It's clearly bigger than everything else in the town.
そこは私もわからなくって困ってて。だから写真とか集めてみました。
I already obtained permission to use the projector. I click on the switch to project to the screen.
四万十川の工場だね、これは。
Hisaki lets out a sigh of relief. The factory in the picture and the scenery don't seem too out of place.
で、次のが北上川のエアクラ工場。
The entire hall begins to chatter. They're two alike. The scenery with both the river and the aircraft factory, that is.
木曽川、揖斐川、筑後川。
The more photos are shown, the more consistent the scenery with the aircraft factory is. Showing things visibly makes it all convincing, undermining much of Kisaki's point.
大きすぎるって思うんです。エアクラ工場の影響力は。
Paulette, Makuta, Nagi, and Fukami, they have gathered the strength of many through their relationships. They managed to get this many photos to us in such a short amount of time, and all those hands are supporting Hibiki at the podium, except that most of them can't vote because they're from different towns.
景色さえ一つの色で塗りつぶしてしまうくらいに。
川沿いの景色が単調になり、仮にそれが長期的には観光への悪影響になってしまうのだとしても。
I mean, look, kind of true, because look, New York is a fucking boring ass city, right? Full of fucking the same colored fucking skyscrapers, and people still go there for tourism, right? But, you know, no one goes there for the buildings, alright? They go there for fucking... What is it? The center part. With like all of the fucking screens and shit everywhere. that constantly advertise to you. Look, I don't know why people go to New York, alright? There's nothing interesting there. Maybe like the occasional rat on the street. There are likely to be many hands supporting Kisaki too. Kisaki is determined to break out of her weaker position with numbers and words.
観光減少を補ってあまりある経済的な恩恵をエアクラ工場は確実に生み出し与えてくれる。
それはそうだと思います。
響きの示す未来には何の確実性もない。回収事業が失敗したら観光の方も自利品だ。
それもそうかもしれないですね。
その場合のケアはどう行うんだい？プランがないならそれは政治の責任放棄だよ。
口を開けて待ってる人にご飯を突っ込んであげるのは、そんなの政治の責任なんかじゃないです。過保護ですよ。
だったら、響にとっての政治の責任はどのような形か教えてほしい。
それは。
This time, Hibiki is the one at a loss for words. She looks to me, so I nod. Saying the words that Hibiki believes in, only that is the best way to fight.
自分で努力して頑張る人を支えたり、失敗して転んだ時の杖になったり。
そうするために必要なのは税収だ。その税収をどう確保するかこそが責任だろう。だ
からそれは、たとえ回収事業が、観光振興が失敗しても。そこから得られる経験で、必ず次のアイデアが、次の一歩が踏み出されてくるはずだから。
Kisaki gives a small laugh. It wasn't a scoff of gloating on her victory. It seems to be out of pain.
住人の自主性任せということかい。それこそ政治の責任放棄そのものじゃないか。
I hear shouts of agreement from the audience, but it's different from the lowbrow heckling. It's closer to a cry for help from someone backed into a corner.
そう取られても、無責任って批判されても。
But Hibiki doesn't back off. She accepts the call and continues on.
それでも私はそうしたいって思います。お人よの人たちを信じるべきだって思っています。
現状のお人よの経済は低迷している。それがつまりは信じた結果。
After saying that, Kisaki shows a surprised expression. Her words are an insult to the people of Ohitoyo, and could possibly be taken as a shortfall of the bank.
少し前まではみんなが下を向いちゃってた。笑顔をちょっと忘れちゃってた。それだけですよ。
But Hibiki doesn't jump on Kisaki's slip. In place of words, she draws with her pencil.
私、木崎先輩の笑顔知ってます。
On her sketchbook is Kisaki smiling, a bright smile that she probably only shows Hibiki.
レイアウトを一緒に作って、たくさんの笑顔教えてもらいました。
She turns the sketchbook pages, smile after smile after smile. Men, women, the elderly, children, even babies. Everyone's smiles are in Hibiki's papers.
線路は線路とだけじゃない。人の心も、人の笑顔もきっとつなげてくれるから。
She turns another page in her sketchbook. It shows a painting with many colors. It's Ohitoyo surrounded by and filled with smiles. 8620 and Kiha 7's. Kiha 7 is drawing new passenger cars with us in it. On it. Why, on it.
素敵な絵ですね。とても温かで、響きらしい絵。
ああ、本当だな。
This is the future map that Hibiki dreams of. It doesn't, if some people want to laugh at it for being childish, let them. Hibiki can turn those smiles into a part of Ohitoyo's future map.
だから、お人よは大丈夫です。工場になんて頼らなくても、もっと素敵な街になります。
素敵な絵だね。とても素敵だ。
Kisaki also smiles. She smiles but quickly tenses her expression.
しかし、絵だ。絵は現実とは違うものだよ。
いいえ、先輩。私は見たものしか描けません。これが現実のお人よなんです。
Hibiki hands over her sketchbook to Kisaki. Kisaki takes it and stares at it. She slowly and cautiously gives it back to Hibiki.
響の絵はとても素敵だ。けど、ね、響。
She acknowledges her, but Kisaki quietly continues with her own words.
誰もがうまく自分の絵を描けるとは限らない。描きたい絵すら見つけられない人もいる。
Yeah, but that's why you use AI to do it for you. Kisaki's eyes are sad, to the point that it's possible to see what's beyond them. Depending on the environment or education, some cannot even dream anymore. Being a banker, Kisaki must have seen many like that.
政治とは、そんな人たちこそを助けるものだと僕は思う。描けるものの理想ではなく、描けないものの現実こそ。
Even if the scenery is blotted out with a single color, they can still make a living. I know the tastelessness of that life, but because I know it, I can't reject it. But Hibiki doesn't give in. Hibiki knows of her time when no one acknowledged her, even if she knows she continued to draw.
思いませんか？現実は、今のお人よは、綺麗って。
Hibiki's eyes turn to the layout with affinity.
それは、今のお人よに生きるみんなが、それぞれの大好きを形にしたから。
Kisaki also turns to the layout with her lips still tight.
描きたい絵、本当は誰にだってあるんです。それを表現しやすい世界を、私はみんなと描きたいです。
なるほどね。
Kisaki cracks a smile, a bit resigned and a bit tired. It's not as clean as her usual one, but it's the kind of smile that can feel Kisaki's temperature. I can feel Kisaki's temperature.
ありがとう、響。本音を聞けて嬉しかったよ。
私こそです、キサキ先輩。お話ししてくれてありがとうございます。
A handshake followed by scattered applause, but soon the entire hall is filled with that applause. Even the other two candidates, who are completely out of the loop, are giving both Hibiki and Kisaki a hand. I listen, I don't know why those two guys are here, alright?
あと、もう一仕事だ。
Hibiki showed her best, and I want to answer that.
あの響の絵をポスターに。
That's the main visual art here. No, the never mind. I want to have as many people as possible see the illustration of Hitoyo's future.
そして必ずお人よの今と重ねていこう。
Also, Dexter, you forgot to change the fucking game.
報告します。
Pollard's proud voice echoes in the early morning at the rail shop.
蹄鉄22000系回。お人よ22系1号客車。ナイロ221。回収の全工程は終了しました。
At the same time, Hachidoku breaks out into a huge smile.
まあ、色ですか。1等2等併設客車になさるのですね。
すまん、少し待ってくれ。
This is the day prior to the voting, so all we need so we need all the time we can get. The core members of our team have gathered at the rail shop. We didn't have any time to waste, but we have to go the long way. But we have to go the long way because we like understanding.
なんだ、そのナイロ221というのは。
キハ 07S のキハと同じく客車にも称号、車両の特徴を表す略称があるんですよ。
うん。
旅客を乗せてない状態の重量が 27.5 トン以上、32.5 トン未満の客車につく称号がな。で、1等客車がイ、2等客車がロなんです。ちなみに普通車がハですね。
The double team explanation shows off that their teamwork is perfect. The explanation is fine too.
そうか。1等2等併設で空車重量 27.6 トンの客車であれば、それはナイロとなるのだな。
大正解です。
I understand now. Then for 221 being a former Imperial Railway model 22,000. That is now Ohitoyo Model 22. It's simply the number 1 passenger car with 1 added to it.
っていうか、1等2等併設客車ってどんなです？一番簡単に言えば、木製テーブル付きの席を1等扱い、それ以外の席を2等扱いで切符を販売するってこと。
つまり同じ客車、その1両の中ででも席種を1等2等と分けて料金に差をつけるのだな。
わかりましたです。でしたら、
Ukami understands better, but wait. Ukami understands better, but Rana in turn wants to bring up a question.
普通席はなしにするんですか？うん。全席指定でプレミアム感と余裕を出した方が詰め込むよりいいって判断したの。
Hachidoku nods in agreement.
妥当なご判断かと。
確かにそうか。観光客車がぎゅうぎゅう詰めでは、たとえ自分が座っていても楽しめなくなりそうだ。
As the conversation carries on, things become more real. I finally understand the meaning of having all repairs completed. If even the use of them has been decided.
試運転さえ無事に完了すれば、いつでも営業運転に入れるというわけか。
と、私は考えてるんですけど。
Her blue eyes scan the room, first to Hatsudoku, and then to me again.
日程のこととか、その他にもいろいろ相談したくて。
Hatsudoku should be the one to decide on those many things. In that case, I'll do what I need to.
日程面での選択肢は大まかに2つになるな。つまり、投票日前か投票後か。
そぎゃんこつ、投票前に決まっとるばい。そうですよね。客車回収プロジェクトのすっごくいい宣伝になると思います。それってそのまま響さんの制作の PR にもなるですよね。
Kami turns to Makoto. Makoto's lips don't move.
試運転がうまくいけば、それはもちろんそうなるとね。けど、
Oops. Perhaps she's thinking of Hibiki, because her answer seems ambiguous. Paulette raises her hand and speaks up in a repressed way.
もし試運転で重大な不具合を出してしまえば、選挙戦にも良くない影響を出してしまう可能性も。
That possibility is a 100%. If the electorate sees the debate from the other day to be even, a bad influence would prove fatal.
良い部分同士のニコイチでの回収ですから、深刻な不具合はおそらく出ないでしょうが。
兄さんは。
It's Hibiki's voice. As if that is the signal, everyone looks at me.
兄さんはどう考えますか？
リスクをさらに制限してはどうか。
とおっしゃいますと？
客車を引いて走らせるだけの試運転はどうかと。空車であっても走ればそれだけで宣伝にはなろうし。
あ、言われればそうですよね。煙が入る入らないなら大勢を乗せなくたって確認できるわけですし。
まずは煙の流入がないことを確認。投開票後に試乗してもらっての試運転と段階を踏めばいい気がする。
I can do a training, we can do a training run with sandbags to resemble passengers. As for me, I think it's good practice. If there is no smoke leakage, we should be able to smoothly transition to the next step.
私、そのやり方に賛成です。一番おっかなくないやり方だって思います。
討論会の出来が良かったけんね。どう考えても手堅いやり方の方がベターよね。
What are these sounds? I can imagine Nagi expressing her emotion with a groan. We want to take a risk to ensure as much as we can that it's a decisive victory. But I find myself agreeing to that, causing me to swallow the dissatisfaction.
ポーレットとレイナはどうだ？
8620関連の運用のことは8620チームに任せたいと思います。レイナはポーレットに賛成ですよ。
ならば、86。
Hachiroku raises her hand when I turn to her. She places her hand on her uniform cap to make sure it's straight, and then turns directly to me.
せっかくです。最終試験といたしましょう。
最終試験？
相鉄様と響にとっても最終試験です。私は客車に乗り、煙の流入の有無を確認します。
っていうことは。
ええ、その通りですよ、響。
Hachinoku stares at Hibiki and nods. She quietly turns back to me.
相鉄様と響と、二人だけの運転で湯の井まで、ナイロ221を引いた8620を持っていく。
それが僕たちの最終試験か。
二つの試験を共にクリアしていただけるなら、お二人を正規官士と正規官女子として認めます。
そうか。
That would mean that Hachinoku would be released from her duty as our trainer. It would reduce the load on her and allow her to solely focus on her role as rail lord.
結果、万全の体制で営業運転に入れるのであれば、成功時のメリットはさらに大きくなるな。
If the test run leads to Hibiki winning the election, and that leads to the business operation being successful, we'd have the perfect chain reactions on our hands. Reaction. But we don't have any time. Even if we can do that, even if we can do it, we'll only have one chance.
街頭演説やそれに相当する選挙活動は夜8時までしかできないのだったな。
ですね。今日の8時で選挙運動は全部おしまい。
名残惜しそうな口調だな。
When I ask, Hibiki laughs.
単純にすごく楽しかったですから。けど、これって学園祭の準備とかと同じ楽しさだから。
ん？
名残惜しくても終わらせるんです。明日、もっと楽しくするため。
I sense a bright sort of confidence from Hibiki's face and words. That's right. Hibiki's by my side. Even if we fail it by chance, we can overcome it.
ならば、21時からでどうだろう。
私なら20時半からでも大丈夫ですよ。
Everyone here nods in agreement. In that case, there's only one thing left to do.
ではまずは、20時までは悔いのない選挙運動を。
はい。
僕はこの後美濃笠さんと関さんたちご兄弟とに相談に行く。それで安全確保のための最善の体制を作れるようなら。
試験運転を決行しましょう。20時半集合で、運転開始は22時30分。
僕としてはそれで全く異論はない。が、安全確保が十分に取れないようなら試験は延期だ。
はい。でしたら、
美濃笠さんたちのご都合が分かり次第に電話を入れる。いけるいけないの判断と人員配置とはポーレットが。
わかりました。任せてください。
Bullet's eyes prompt me. I'll take the lead here.
先を見すぎず、一つ一つをしっかりこなそう。そうすれば、結果はおのずとついてくる。
はい、兄さん。
Hibiki gives a short answer and picks up a pen. That's how it should be. Right now, we should be putting our full focus on the campaign.
それでは、動こう。良い一日を。なんだ、これは。
うちじゃなかったよ。
Nagi answers before I can ask. She makes a cross with her fingers in front of her mouth. Bukami is also nodding next to her. In other words, they're saying they never told anyone. However,
N ゲージとはやっぱり迫力が段違いね。
今度はうまく走ってもらわんと困るばい。
パパ、タコ
People are gathering at the piece of rope blocking off the entrance of the stone storage that says employees only. Perhaps being excited, even the stationeer Con is spinning around. Station Master Con is spinning around while looking at the crowd.
誰かが話しちゃったんですかね。
協力依頼の時にはきちんと乗客を乗せずにやると説明したのだが。
In order to maintain safety, there will be a need for people to guard the railroad crossings, and all requests will be by mouth. Seems like secrets can never be kept. There were information leaks like the previous time too. We'll need the proper countermeasures and human resources to prevent leaks in the future.
相鉄様、響、参りましょう。
Who snitched this time though? Hateroku's eyes only face forward. When I see that, my mind switches to it as well.
そうだな。行こう。